morning, students. Kirchhoff's second law. Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law, in short, it is also called as in KVL, capital letters. Voltage law. It is also called as Kirchhoff's loop rule or loop theorem. Loop rule or loop theorem is called. According to this, it's a statement, not a definition. Actually, it's a statement of Kirchhoff's second law. I read it as definition, but actually statement. Algebraic sum of the potential drops across the potential drop means potential decreases, changing potentials across the resistors, comma cells means battery cells is in a closed circuit is zero. Compulsory it must be closed circuit. So if you take the points, for example, the circuit diagram from A to B, C and D. Start from A, going on adding the voltage drops. Current travels from high potential to low potential. Potential decreases means what potential goes on decreasing from plus towards minus. So if you take the many cells may be there, many resistors may be there. This one, even though I mentioned only resistors and cells of EMFs, but actually we can take even for capacitors, inductors means coils or any other device in the electrical circuit, any device in the electrical circuit, this law is applicable. So in place of resistors, you can take other devices also, whatever is present in the closed circuit. But if you take a closed circuit starting from A, you go on adding the voltages across the devices and come back to A. Come back to A, its term is closed circuit. Start from A, go on adding the voltage and come back to A. There is a sign convention here. Sign convention means when you take plus, when you take minus the voltages. Here EMF is also voltage across the cell. I didn't mention the internal resistance. If internal resistance is there, that also voltage across internal resistance also you have to consider. Here I didn't mention means I need to say ideal cells. Ideal cell internal resistance is zero when not mentioned. So here, if I start from A, I go, you can take clockwise addition or anti-clockwise addition. For example, I am taking here this EMF. EMF is always direct from minus to plus of that cell. This is E2. I am taking direction addition of the voltages, for example, clockwise. If I take the clockwise, what I get here is go on adding the voltages. A to this point, D. A to D, voltages are there. One is E2, is also voltage potential difference. Another one is R2. But if you take the voltage across the resistor, this is a resistance, for example, this is point A, this is point B. Current is going from A to B, high potential to low potential, always. That means what VA is greater than VB, indicates automatically. If we are given VA minus VB, VA minus VB, we write it as a VA is equal to the current is say I, it is not supposed to be equal to I into R. But if I take VB minus VA, VB minus VA, reverse it becomes, means minus IR interference. Okay, why? Because VB minus VA, this is low potential, this is high potential. Current is traveling from high potential to low potential. Say for example, this 10 volts means this is supposed to be 2 volts. Current is traveling from high potential to low potential. This can be 2, this can be minus 2, this can be 0 also. But both plus also can be there, but lower than this. Please the plus 10, this can be plus 2, minus 2, 0 also. Whatever you take it. Voltage less than this value, 9 magnitude also. And even signs. So this high voltage to low voltage current is passing. Then potential difference is nothing but equal to IR. If you are taking from A to B, final minus initial difference, potential drops in the direction of current. If you take no, it is I out final value minus initial value taken. If you are taking from A to B, VB minus VA if you have taken, that will be minus A. So in the direction of current, if you take the potential drops and potential decreases. If you in the direction of current, if you take the potential drop, you have to take as a minus. In the direction of opposite direction of current, if you have taken, you are calculating like this. VB to VA you are taking. First you approach to B and then you are saying A. A is finally you are thinking. Then VA minus VB becomes is plus 5. Okay, that's sign convention. One sign convention is in the direction of current, potential drop across the resistance is minus. Upper direction of current, it is a plus. Okay, you have to take the same sign convention throughout the all devices. What you are taking. Any device resistance can be there. Whatever currents are there, just same procedure you have to follow. Next is cell if you are taking. Cell if you take EMF direction is from minus to plus through the cell. It indicates direction of the conduction current. So this A is a higher potential than B. This is the direction of EMF. So VA is greater than VB because it is a plus, it is a minus. Low potential, high potential. So in the direction of EMF if you have taken. So you are taking this in the direction of EMF if you are taking, that means you reach B first, then you are seeing the A next. Then in the direction of EMF, the potential difference across the cell is positive because that is EMF is nothing but equal to VA minus VB. But if you have taken in reverse, You are taking from VA to VB. You are checking the calculation. You are doing this addition, no, going on adding the voltages. First you approach to A, then you are seeing the B later. That means not getting this is final minus initial. VB minus VA becomes equal to minus E is nothing but equal to VB minus V. So these are the two sign conventions you need to follow throughout the circuit diagram. In the direction of current, voltage across the resistance is, potential drop is, potential drop across the resistance is negative, and opposite direction of current, potential drop across the resistance is positive. In the direction of EMF, potential difference across the cell is positive, means EMF value only positive. In the direction opposite to EMF, the potential difference across the cell is negative. That is the sign convention you need to follow by applying the Kirchhoff's second law. And significance of second law is that it is related to the voltage is related to the work done to the charges. Work done is related to the energy. So this is based on the conservation of energy. And any cells are present maybe there. The total EMF, sum of the EMFs is supposed to be equal to the voltage across the resistances. Whatever voltage is providing appears across the resistances, because energy of the cells appears across the energy of the resistors. One thing. If the cells have EMF in opposite direction, current direction can in any direction. Go on applying it and solve the problems. In the end, if the current direction get positive, your imagined direction is correct. If you get the current direction is minus, if you get the value result is minus value, then the current you imagine direction is opposite. And if you have the several cells here in EMF opposite directions they are given, current direction is in the direction of large EMF. If this is 10 volts, EMF left side, these are 2 volts sending the current in opposite direction. The resultant current in the direction of large EMF. 10 volts dominates over the 2 volts. So current direction generally we take imagine from high to low. Whatever the circuit diagram given, sometimes branches may be given, current may be added from side. Also, whatever is given, you are applying only this closed path. That path current only you need to consider for this application of Kirchhoff's second law. If they ask you only statement, no, this only can write. If they ask explanation, no, then you go for this. And significance also you ask for one question. Okay. Explanation is circuit diagram and addition of the voltages and these explanations. You can take the diagram whatever you can take a single cell, you can take 2 cells, 3 cells, interresistors, 3 resistors, 4 resistors, even choice. You can take the diagram in a textbook. A, B, C, and you can apply this law adding the voltages clockwise or anti-clockwise, and then here now anti-clockwise like this. I'm taking not clockwise. You can take clockwise also. Result one. Result with the second. Next is sign convention. Potential drop. Drop across the resistor. Drop across the resistor is positive in the direction, in the opposite direction to current. In the opposite direction, in the direction opposite to current. In the direction opposite to current. Reverse it. Opposite to current, positive. That means it is going to be plus IR. Plus IR, but opposite to current. Potential drop across the resistor is negative. Is negative. In the direction of current. That is minus I. That is as V is equals. This is V equals to plus I. This is potential drop. So V is equals to minus I. In the direction of current. This is opposite direction. Next is third. In the direction of EMF. And sometimes you can change. Never they don't ask the sign conventions, but rarely. So far not asked for PE examination, but competitive exams purpose they will be required. Application purpose compulsory sign convention. In the direction of EMF. In the direction of EMF, potential drop across the cell is positive. Potential drop across the cell is the direction of EMF. Potential drop across the cell is positive, that is plus EMF. In the direction opposite to EMF, the potential drop across the cell is negative. Direction of EMF positive. Opposite to EMF across the cell is negative. That means minus EMF. Example, circle back. Figure. Applying Kirchhoff's law. And when you are typing this condition, generally the application that you mentioned, what loop side you are taking? You are taking A, B, C, D, A or A, D, C, D, A. That's your choice. Okay. I am taking now opposite characteristics like A, B, C, D, A. Refer figure. For closed loop A, B, C, D, A. So arrow mark I am going to change here and applying like this. Current may be like this. Applying Kirchhoff's law, that is our choice. You can choose the way you want it, but current is clockwise and I am applying in the anti-clockwise direction. In the diagram, A, B, C, D, again you have to take again starting from A, B, then should be A here. Now A to B there is no voltage drop, there is no resistor or any device is not there. So there is no voltage drop, there is nothing is there, just 0 and don't take anything. Next you have to take a B to C. In the B to C two devices are there, R1 and E1. And current here is same in the closed loop I. Sometimes when the branches are there, currents may be different. Don't bother about it. Whatever current you are taking passing through the resistor, that only you can use. Next is IR1. Is the voltage across this one is nothing but equal to IR1. What is IR1 plus R1 or minus R1? I am taking like this. V equal to IR1 is true, but sign convention if you are taking opposite to the current. Opposite current you are taking as minus I. So what I get here is minus or plus? Opposite direction of current. Please here. Potential of across the resistor is negative in the direction of current. Across the resistor is positive in the direction opposite to the current. Opposite to the current you take is plus. So what you get here is plus IR. Next is EMF we get E1. E1 is opposite to EMF. Here to come to this one. In the direction of EMF plus E, opposite to the EMF minus E. So here I am taking next is A to B, next is B to C. In B to C we are taking we are taking from B to C calculation. B to C calculation you have to see the EMF. We are taking opposite to EMF. Opposite to EMF means what? Minus. So minus E1. Next again C to D. C to D there is no device, no drop of the voltage. Next is D to E. When you are going to D again two devices are there, resistance and cell. Resistance is opposite to EMF, opposite to current. Then opposite to current, same current is I here. So opposite to current means IR is the voltage, but opposite is plus. Plus IR2. Next is cell EMF. But in the now we are taking the EMF in the same direction. So we have to get a plus E2. Plus E2 is equals to 0. Now I can separate this EMFs also. I can take E1, E2 minus E1. Therefore E2 minus E1 is equals to E2 minus E1 plus IR1 plus IR2 equal to 0. This is nothing but product. Algebraic sum of voltage. Voltage across cell E2, voltage across cell E1. This is nothing but voltage across R1, voltage across R2. Total voltage sigma V. Sigma V equal to 0. Or you can also take this as E2 minus E1 is equals to minus you can take out common IR1 plus IR2 so you can take out total EMF equals to total voltages. You can leave it here itself. If they ask explanation, no. State and explain. Kirchhoff's second law. Statement, sign conventions not required. Just a diagram and this one. Sign convention they ask only right. Otherwise you have to follow the sign convention. E2 minus E1 is equals to minus I am taking out common minus IR. I also can take out common if you want, but I think it as a voltage, so I put inside out plus IR. Minus taken to left side becomes equal to E1 minus E2 is equals to IR1 plus IR2. This total EMF is equals to total voltages. Net EMF is equals to net voltage. But just the modifications not compulsory one. This sigma V is equals to 0. That's the algebraic sum of the voltages across the devices in the closed circuit is 0. Compulsory closed circuit, so rather closed loop also. But some cases we apply the cases where loop is not given completely. And also same procedure to follow. Going on at the voltage, you will get a final voltage. This voltage minus this voltage minus this voltage, then this voltage at C. VA, VB, if I take from B to C, VB, voltage at B, minus voltage across the resistance, minus voltage across I1 is supposed to be equal to remaining voltage, means addition, remaining voltage here. So that voltage goes on decreasing. In the direction of current, if it is decreasing, but in the opposite direction, no, increases. Like that, okay? But you just imagine also in the one direction current, just to take the direction of addition, you will get the result. The problems will discuss later. You will understand more by applying the Kirchhoff's laws. An important point related to this is significance. Significance means importance or on what basic law it is dependent. Significance of Kirchhoff's Kirchhoff second or loop theorem. Loop is also called as voltage law or voltage law. Kirchhoff's second law. Voltage is based on law of conservation of energy. It is based on law of conservation of energy. This second one is important one. Repeatedly asked me second one. First one is also important research first law. That is based on law of conservation of charge. But repeatedly asked me is second. Next we will take the applications of Kirchhoff's laws. In the Wheatstone bit, that is very important for 3 marks derivation, almost repeated every time. Wheatstone bridge. This is very much important for 3 marks or along the statements of the Kirchhoff's laws. It may be asked for 5 marks. So it will be for 3 marks or 5 marks. Wheatstone bridge is an electrical network, and one more thing I forgot, that is mesh or network is term used in English. I will tell you after this. Network or mesh. Electrical network or mesh can be added as a electric network or mesh word used. So second line applied for mesh or electrical network, where the closed circuit means not many electric devices are there forming the closed circuit to let the current pass in all the devices. That is called as a network or mesh. Whereas node or junction is used for the first law. First law is for node or junction. Second law is for mesh. Mesh contains many number of electrical devices arranged so that the current can form a closed path, a closed loop. This is called network or mesh. Definition I will give you this again later after this Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone is name of scientist. Physicist who gave this arrangement of the electrical devices. It is the electrical arrangement of a network. It is a network of the resistors connected to the cell, and it is used to find the unknown resistance. If you know, it contains five resistors, of course, totally. 4 basic resistors. One is called as a galvanometer, and these devices this arrangement is used to find out the unknown resistance. Without ohmmeter, we can find what is the value of the resistance. If you know 3 resistors, 4 resistors, you don't know, you can find the value with the help of this Wheatstone bridge. So Wheatstone bridge is a network containing the total 5 resistors connected to the cell, and is used to find the unknown resistance. It works on the principle of 2 laws, Kirchhoff's first law and Kirchhoff's second law. We are going to apply for this network. It is an electric network containing four resistors, galvanometer, It is an electrical network containing 4 resistors, galvanometer, 4 resistors, galvanometer, and cell, cell. It is used to find unknown resistance. 1 minute. It is an electrical network containing 4 resistors, galvanometer, cell. Modify this galvanometer connected in the form of a bridge to the cell. Bridge to the cell. It is used to find unknown resistance. Used to find unknown resistance. You don't have to write this one, just know this. Use they don't ask actually. Okay, directly they will ask, derive the expression for balancing of the Wheatstone bridge is the condition they will ask you. That we have to check out. Question they will ask you, derive the expression for balancing condition of the Wheatstone bridge. Derivation of condition for balanced Wheatstone bridge. This is only they ask. The first one they don't ask, but just know an idea. What it contains? It contains 4 resistors in the form of a bridge. Bridge is what? Bridge is something that connects the gap. If you leave the gap between any 2 ends, whatever joint that is called joining the 2 ends of the gap is called as a bridge. So it's just like a resistor. It's nothing but a bridge. It means don't imagine the bridge of the modes are reversed. It is not like that. It contains 4 resistors and 4 sides of this network. Cell. Resistance symbols you can take up R1, R2, R3 like that, but I am going to give them as PQRS. This resistance is P. The resistance is Q, R, and S. In the middle, we are going to connect one galvanometer. Its resistance is G. This is 0. G is the galvanometer resistance. PQRS, you can take PQRS like this or PQRS like this, your choice. You can take this side, R by S also this side. Current coming from the cell is I. After coming to the junction, divided 2 parts. At 2 parts, this is I1 passing through this P, and another one is I2 passing through this Q. R, S, PQRS, and this current is going to be I2. Next current comes here and divided two parts. This current through the element will be taken as I, subscript G, and current through R is nothing but equal to I1, I2 is over, no, this is going to be I3, and current through this is supposed to be I4. Current direction you need to be careful. But like you can take the other way also, but current coming here divided into parts. Again they divide into segments, parts and the branches, and again they combine here I4 and I3 combine to get the total current I. In the outer cell, the current will be I1. Okay, and we are going to apply Kirchhoff's loop theorem at the junctions, wherever the junction is there. It means at the junction if you take no I equal to I1 plus I2, current entering equal to current leaving is the first law. So I equal to I1 plus I2. Okay, one thing. And coming here is I3 plus I4 equal to I. Okay, and I will take the corners, joints and junctions as A, B, C, D corners. Current may go from B to D or D to B also possibility is there. That conditions we discuss later. There is a condition if the resistance is more here, current prefers low resistance path. So if this side resistance is more means that will deviate to this side. So if this resistance is more than this side means that current will be down, top to down. So I am taking from top to down imagination. Okay, and voltage, we keep on adding the voltages. I will take the loop here, apply it like this, and then like this. And at this point, junction theorem. What is junction theorem means? Current entering equal to current leaving. Current entering is I1. I1 is supposed to be equal to I3 plus Ig. At this junction, Ig is coming, I2 is coming, joined to get a I4. So Ig plus I4, I2 is equals to Ig plus I2 equal to I4 at this junction. That condition is very okay. Okay, another thing. You keep on adding the voltages for this loop, for this loop, it's always. There is a condition called as balancing condition. Balance of the potential bridge takes place when potential at B are equal. Whenever the VB is equals to VD. Potential difference is compulsory required for the current to pass. Galvanometer is a device which is used to detect the current. Current is there or not, which direction is flowing is detected with the help of the galvanometer. It is a device that has a needle. Deflection will be there left and right, there is a plus and terminals connected. So a deflection direction means current is going left to right like that, we can check out. If no deflection is current is 0. Current is 0 when it is 0 here, then potential is same at B and D, same voltage, 10 volts here also 10 volts, current will not pass. Current is required to pass means compulsory we require a potential difference. So potential difference not means Ig is 0, that is the balance condition. Balance of the condition will derive means we have to imagine that Ig is 0. When Ig is 0, what is the relation between PQ Rs? That is the relation we have to get for this balance equation bridge. Okay, next. At the junction B and D, we are going to apply total current I is equals to I1 plus I2. We have to mention that. Okay, and I will repeat this in the next class. I will just explain now. Okay, but I will repeat the derivation, complete derivation in the next class. It is very important. If I take this loop, this loop. What is the voltage we are taking? The direction of current. In the direction of current, voltage drop across the resistance, voltage drop across the resistance is positive. Positive, negative. In direction of current, through resistance is minus. Opposite direction of current is plus. Here in this circuit part, what I am going to apply? There is no cell. So don't bother about it. Starting from A, B, D, A. I am applying for the loop A, B, D, A. In A, B, D, A, voltage across the P. This P is a resistance. In place of R, I have written as a P. So voltage will be I1P. But the direction of current is supposed to be minus. So what you get here is minus P, IP. Current is I1. Minus I1P. Next, B to D. B to D, current in the same direction, resistance is G. So minus IGG. Minus IGG. Okay. Again come back to A. A, B, D, A. So again this side now, this is the opposite current now. When I take the opposite current, it is I2Q is a voltage, but opposite current is plus. Plus I2Q equal to 0. This is the application for the first loop. But here, condition we are doing, if Ig is 0, what happens? If Ig is not there, balance condition we want. That is balanced condition. If the balance taken means what? Ig is 0. When Ig is 0, same I1 goes through I3. I1 becomes equal to I3. And I2 becomes equal to I4 because this current is not there. So same current flows like this current flows like this. Okay, that means here you get when Ig is 0, I1P taken to the right side becomes plus. I1P becomes equal to I2P. Same condition I am going to apply similar way I am applying the loop theorem for second loop. For that loop I will take BCD. this is D.